Hello, welcome to Self-Love Sunday. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how yoga can become a way of life and how this is a really good way to love yourself, to really implement yoga into your life can really bring you into the space of your heart where you can really start to open up your awareness for yourself and for your body. And this can affect things such as your eating habits. It can affect the way you perceive things, the decisions you're making in your life, and the clarity that you might want from your life as well. So this is really important, and I'm going to take you through 3 points, and I'm going to be looking over here because I'm just kind of looking at my notes at the same time as I speak to you. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is practicing daily. So it's really important to practice yoga daily, and that doesn't mean you need to do like an hour of moving through yoga postures. It really means taking the time in the morning or in the evening to set aside time for you to sit onto your yoga mat and to do something. It could be moving your body. It could be just lying down flat on your back in Shavasana. It could be sitting to meditate. It could be just sitting there and watching your breath for 1 minute. It really doesn't need to be long, but what the key here is the daily discipline of doing it, because the vibrations that you build up on your yoga mat are so pivotal and important into the rest of your day that it can really just help you to understand your connection to yourself and to really allow you to feel grounded in yourself and in your body, so that you're moving through your day from a place of truth, like your own inner truth, and you're making decisions and from a place where you have clarity in your mind. You're not coming from a place where you're kind of airy-fairy up here, you're anxious, worried, running around. When you have made that connection with yourself on a daily basis, you're going to be more grounded, connected to yourself, connected to the present moment, and really what needs to be done during the day. And I know when there have been moments in my life where I have been ungrounded, I've made the wrong decisions, I've said things that I didn't want to say, I've acted in a way that I didn't want to act, or I've just felt like I've been so all over the place and my nervous system is just really just feeling really like this, like really just shaking and unstable. And so I think when we can connect to ourselves daily by doing some aspect of the yoga practice, it can then have an effect on the rest of our day and the weeks ahead. So if you are doing it daily, you're really starting to build up a life where you are feeling more connected to yourself and to your truth. So the second point I wanted to talk about is meditation. And again, if you can come onto your yoga mat, and if there's one thing that you can do, I would say meditate. Like, I feel like that has such a great impact on your mind, but also your body as well. So when you meditate, you start to find clarity and you start to move through all the thoughts within your mind. And you have to think about your mind, and there are so many thoughts going through our mind. They're like washing machines. They're just spinning around, all these thoughts. So when you can sit down and meditate and you start to slow those thoughts down and start to see in between the thoughts. So when you start to see that space in between your thoughts, and if you can drop into that space, it's almost like a void of silence and stillness, then you really start to connect to something that is so deep and so beyond your physical body, and you going really deep into a space where you can start to connect to perhaps feelings of peace, of calm, stillness, silence, and it can just all feel a lot lighter. And as we go through life, you know, we all go through certain situations in our life which can bring intensity, heaviness, and we can really feel disconnected to ourselves. But I feel like when you can start practicing meditation and you can start to connect to that space, you really start to feel more connected to yourself, to your truth, and to really this space of feeling quite peaceful. And that is so important, especially at the moment in the world that we live in. When we look outside of ourselves, there is a lot going on in the world, and it can be hard to find peace outside. So really, it's really important to come in and to come within, to meditate. And when you do connect to that space and into that void, and you sit with that for periods of time, and long periods of time if you can, then when you come back into your life, you will start to see things in a different perspective. Also, sitting in that space will help you to open up your intuition. When you open up your intuition and then you come back into your day-to-day life, you can move intuitively, knowing that, okay, if I go down this path, that's going to be good for me. You'll make better decisions, you'll have clarity, and life will just flow a lot better when you can start to meditate regularly. The last point I wanted to make is that when you practice yoga, you really start to become more in tune and in touch with your needs and your requirements and your desires as well, actually. So I feel like when I practice yoga, and I do practice quite a lot, and obviously I am teaching as well, and when I do that, I'm just so much more in tune with my body that I start to become aware of, like, first of all, the fuel that I need. So I notice how different foods can affect my body. I notice how my digestive system is working, and whether the foods I'm eating is feeling good for me or not. So I've definitely been able to adjust my diet accordingly so that I have the energy levels for what I need to do in my life. And that has been really massive, and it has been a process where I've had to learn that. But again, that has affected my way of life with food and diet. And then also in terms of decision making and how I move through my life, like I feel like even things like when I'm with my kids, and I've got 2 kids, and it can be really chaotic and really just, life can be a bit all over the place when you've got 2 young kids. And I feel like with the yoga practice, because it's really instilled within me, I really can find moments and space to connect to myself, to move through the chaos that sometimes surrounds me. And, that is so helpful. Like, that is so helpful, because I think we all go through moments within our life where things can just be busy, or perhaps we're going through a moment where you're just feeling a lot of chaos around you, and you really, if you are connecting to yourself and that peace and that void, as I spoke about before, you can really move through things a lot easier, and you can really feel more grounded, connected to your peace, to your truth, and to where you need to be going in your life. And sometimes, and all of us do have to go through those hard times, and it really is important that you don't lose sight of yourself in those hard times, that you stay connected to yourself. And it's so, so important. And as a mum, and I'm sure there's probably lots of other mums out there speaking, like how important that is, not just for you, but also for your children. And not even just mums, even if you don't have kids, when you can hold the peace and you can hold your ground and you can be calm and move through difficulties, it is so empowering and strong for yourself and for people around you. And when you can start to then vibrate at that level and that space, and I really feel like when you practice yoga daily and consistently, you change your vibration. And when you change your vibration, you start to attract the right kind of people into your life, and the right kind of situations and opportunities just come towards you. So yoga really can help you on your yoga mat in terms of your body, your mind, and your well-being, but it can help your life as a whole. And that's what I wanted to share today with you. So I hope you enjoyed these tips that I shared with you, and I really hope that you can practice yoga. It really is the ultimate way to connect to this path of self-love and to open up your heart and to really love and appreciate your body, your mind, your heart, your soul, and your entire being. You really are worthy of so much love, and this is what I wanted to share with you all. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you have a great day ahead, and I will see you all next Sunday in my next video. Take care. Bye.